Hello everybody, welcome to the next part of the Guild Wars Factions playthrough. We are back once again. Look at this handsome face, no longer going to be trapped behind a mask. He is free to reveal his face to the world. We are in Tahnakai Temple. We are going to stop Shiro's plans here, wherever they may be. Since I was actually last year, I did play this guy. I didn't really do any side quests or anything here, but we did end up doing. I did a Zaishin quest in where we vanquished Haiju Lagoon, which was both easier and harder than we might expect because there were some Winds of Change enemies instead of the core enemies, which made things a little bit harder. But we were able to get her done. Thankfully, there wasn't actually that many enemies. I think it was like only a little over 100. Not many at all. So we're going to be back with our fully backline force to see if this works in the mission itself. It seemed to work somewhat before, though, but only if we can keep minions alive. If we can't keep minions alive, then we're kind of in a situation. So this is the first room. Wait. We need to restart, team. We need to restart. You know why? You want to know why? Signal of capture. Okay. Now we're ready. Back into it we go. Alright, Mr. Manlow. Let's get her done. Alright, Aiden. Here's your splinter weapon, buddy. We're gonna go in. We're gonna kick some ass. But let's try and aggro just that group. Perfect. We just aggro that group, however. Being in that corner did make us an easy target for it, but we're okay now. I don't think we're going to be able to separate out the rest of the forces, so we're going to just try doing is going to just give some people some splinters, and we are in. I'm going to try and aim for the ritualists. Life is... I would destroy your life, sir. I do my best to try and focus the enemy's back line, but they do have quite a lot of it. Ah, what? Dang it. Got interrupted by the enemy for it there. Giving Aiden splinter weapon now. Looks like Bound Kate is probably a Mesmer based on the color scheme? Yeah, Mesmer. That's probably what interrupted me as well. Yeah, I cannot stop it. That's what he says. Let's see. While we're like finishing up the rest of the group here, let me just read what I forgot to read. It says, come on, let us find Vizu. There is no time to waste. We do not have much time before Vizu is bound. Perhaps if we free the other spirits, they can lend their strength to Vizu. And then Tahnakai, the temple guardians have been awakened. The bound Kite says, it controls my powers, I cannot stop it. Now Kite is saying, you have released me. I owe you an enormous debt of gratitude. Nashtoga says, Shiro has bound the heroes into these creatures. It is worse than blasphemy. Shiro plays in the fields of the gods. And Melo says, rest assured, Master, we will make him pay for what he has done and what he plans to do. And then Kita says, if anyone could stop Shiro, it is you. Good luck, friends. Let's try and aggro this group only. Hopefully it works out that way. We'll find out the hard way. And Master says, we must proceed with caution. The Guardians see us as neither friend nor foe, but they will kill us if they perceive we are a threat. Basically saying is their problem. Just admit it, Master Togo, they're a threat. And that looks to be a necromancer or ranger. I think it's a necromancer, though. Yeah, it's a necro. Alright, let me create Blood Song here. Now create destruction here, just in case. And now So far, through the superior use of strategy and world domination, we will take over. Close a spirit to me. At least I think one of these guys is a ritualist. I'm pretty sure it's one for each class, though I could be wrong. Then this found Naku, the necromancer's like, destroy me, kill this body, release me. I shudder to think what would have happened had you not released me from the spirit binder. You have my gratitude. I shall lend my strength to Vizu. Togo says, we must destroy each construct to feed the soul bound within it. Menlo says, binding the Cantoneers was a clever move by Shiro. I'm afraid that this is just a taste of what's to come. Quickly, it looks like the constructs are attempting to bind Vizu. We must hurry. We have very little time. We kind of understood that already, Master Togo. Then Togo says, I believe that Vizu has knowledge of Shiro. Has knowledge of Shiro that helped her take part in his destruction 200 years ago. That knowledge will help us to destroy him once again. Then Naku says, Shiro must be stopped. I pray for you are successful in this mission. The reason why I'm kind of speeding through the reading the chat and just moving things along is because, as with all Cantha missions, you win based on how fast you can kill stuff. I probably wouldn't have been a bad idea to make... No, maybe not. Yeah, this guy's the Elementalist boss for those Ellies in the crowd. Oh, yeah, he has silver armor, so he's a tank. That's why he's being a tanky boy. Good to know. Alright, leaving just this last Necromancer. And tonight's bound dialogue is, I cannot stop it. Ooh, there's a stone pedal still here. I'm going to read it real fast. 100 years ago, a demon came to Cantha. He was called Mang, and he found himself flesh after a foolish young necromancer named Judeo attempted a forbidden ritual and succeeded against all odds. For years, Mang terrorized the countryside despite the best efforts of Cantha premier mages to outsmart him. One day, Tanai, then a bold young student, approached her headmaster with a plan. The next day, Tanai herself lured Mang to the great shore of a great lake, the surface of which was frozen solid. She walked out onto the ice, and Mang followed, eventually reaching the center while Tanai continued to the other shore. As he did, Tanai raised her hand, and fire rained down upon Mang, melting the ice beneath him. He plunged in the icy lake, and Tanai shrieked a command. The lake froze solid around Mang's thrashing form, and he was trapped. Now lightning and boulders finished the job. Only Tanai had known how to begin. And Mang was returned to the underworld. Tanai, after a long and successful life as an elementalist, was ensconced in Tahnakai Temple. There must be that bit of dialogue and stuff for each of them. That's good to know. I like that little bit of lore tidbits. I didn't even notice that before. Then Menlo says, the plague seems to have spread much further than we initially thought. And then Tanai says, you have released me. I cannot tell you how horrifying it was to know my own body is betraying, to be forced to do Shiro's bidding, to know my body is betraying me. As a token of my gratitude, I shall transfer some of my strength to Vizu for now. You have important work to do this day. It is imperative that you stop Shiro. The citizens of Cantha depend on you. Let's see. Destruction. Nice little blast on the rangers that were attacking us. This guy is... Which one are you? I'm pretty sure we already faced the monk one. Or maybe you are... No, this is the monk one. I mean, you can't be the target of spells. Spellbreaker. Fury is up, but not my other spirits. I'm going to spawn them up. Give Aiden my splinter weapon. There's no rituals here for me to choose Gaze of Fury on, so I'm going to Gaze of Fury my destruction spirit. Read 4 out of 8 souls. Bound Karai's dialogue is, I have no control. Stop me before I kill you. And now he's been freed. Give Aiden splinter weapon. Karai says, I'm sorry, friends. It was not my wish to harm you, but I had no control over my body's actions. Vizu, take my strength for a few minutes to fend off the spirit binder that now holds you. And that's where Vizu is. I mean, yeah, that's where Vizu is. May Balthazar grant you strength and courage, and Duena keep you safe from harm. Go now. You must stop Sheer before you can wreak more havoc. Ah, there she is. Quickly, this way. That was Master Togo. And then Vizu saying, get away from me, demons. Ah, Sangba. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly. I serve Kantha, not that who, not Mang. He is a traitor to his emperor. Oh my god, my AI are so dumb that they're gonna get themselves killed. Like, team. You do realize that standing in, multiple, rays of fire is not a healthy thing to do. Do my best to try and counteract some of what my dumb AI is doing. For example, splintering weapon the enemy elementalists, because elementalists do a lot of damage, so we want to make sure that we can counteract their effects. I think my blood song is destroyed, so I'm gonna rebuild it. Alright, leaving just here we go. Perfect. Elementalist time. New Flesh Golem to be our frontline boyo. And then Jai Zhang actually has a lot of bound dialogue. It says, I'm fighting against it, but it is very strong. It controls my limbs. I cannot stop. I'm fighting against it, and then kind of say that it is too strong, you must kill it. And now the free Jai Zangu, I'm not gonna even pretend I know how to pronounce these names. I'm ashamed that I was not able to fight off the spirit binder. Without you, I would have been forced to do more evil. Now I shall lend some of my strength to Vizu, in hopes that she could hold out until you find her. It is important work that you go to do now, and failure is not an option. May the gods give you strength and courage for this task. If I didn't have to speed through the mission, I would love to look at all of the stone pedestals to get things done more effectively. Just to get an idea of all their lore and stuff that they have here. Record for posterity. Looks like if you're a ranger, this guy's broadhead arrow. Not too bad. Professor Guy just got deleted. Professor Guy just got himself once again deleted. I don't know what's wrong with my henchies. It looks like the enemy kind of pushed past where those of us in the front are now working on the back, so that's probably what's causing us issues right now. If Brother Menlo dies, we lose the mission. Where's Menlo? Where's that fool? He's right. He's dead. No! We're gonna have to pause this. We'll be back in just a second, team. We'll be back. We'll be back. Alright, real fast. I'm pausing it so you guys can read this stone pedestal real fast that we missed. 300 years ago, when the thriving Canthan port of Dinfang was invaded by the people then known only as the Knights or Pirates, the Canthan army was sent a small force stationed at nearby Fort Food to put down what they saw as nothing more than a pack of rabid dogs. When young Kita arrived with her troops, she discovered that an organized invasion was underway, led by the Knightalan Admiral Apollona. Severely outnumbered and outgunned, the Mesmer created a cloud of illusion that made her squadron appear to double in size, then redouble again, until her force appeared a great army. As she ordered the charge, the Knightalans scattered in terror, running into the sea and drowning themselves. In the midst of the chaos, Kita found Apollona, a warrior, and the two fought until both fell down dead on the battlefield. Dingfang was ultimately saved, and Kita inducted into Tahnakai Temple. Yeah, here we go. It's a little bit of lore. Back to. Alright, we are back again. So, the stone pedestal here says, brash and impulsive in his youth, Naku was a known criminal in his home village in eastern Kantha. When the Tengu Wars began, Naku joined the Kanthan army in an effort to protect his family and his shady business interests. Years of war gave him a new perspective on the nature of life and death, and eventually Naku became a respected general, using his now considerable necromancer powers against the Tengu who resisted Kanthan rule. When Tanmatu, the village of his birth, was destroyed, Naku returned home and raised a vast army of minions from the corpses of his relatives and childhood playmates, then sacrificed his life to drive them directly into the enemy. This action shattered enemy lines and pushed the Tengu back far enough that the Kanthan army was able to overcome them. What a badass. Respect, my good sir. Alright, we'll be back again in a bit. Alright, and we're back. So, this next guy. Karai was a powerful healer who lived 700 years ago. Let me do a quick attack on this guy. The 700 years ago, for most of his life, he tended a small village in northern Kantha, curing ills and setting broken bones, refusing pay and accepting only food and basic supplies from the community. One day, a wealthy Kantha noble and a small entourage passed by Karai's village and were attacked by bandits in the nearby woods. The noble suffered a grievous wound, and after killing the bandits, his guards brought him to Karai, who healed him easily. When the wealthy man attempted to pay him in gold, the monk refused. Next, the noble offered Karai employment on his lavish estate. Again, the monk refused. Finally, the noble offered him to give the monk great powers that would make him a god among men, but Karai would not be moved. Smiling, the noble stood and let his cloak fall away, and as he did, she was transformed into a beautiful woman. The goddess Dwayne herself stood before Karai and placed a hand upon his head. Thrice I have tempted you, and thrice you have resisted. I choose you. Called by his goddess, Karai could not refuse his new appointment as master of the Kaizen Monastery, where he lived out his days training young monks and healing any sick or broken who came his way. Upon his death, Dwayne herself inducted him into Tahnakai. What a mad lad. Okay, the chest right there. Perfect. I just got a key. So, might as well make use of it. Purple focus. Hopefully it's worth something. We may not get the master one because I am stopping for, to read all of the conversation stuff and things of that nature. So, we probably won't get master. If you want to get master, don't go for the lore run like I am trying to do. I think we're at the part where he died. That's why I'm not pausing it right now. Because I believe we died in this area. If not, I'll pause it. I think this is where we died. No, we didn't die on this one, so I'll be back. Hello again. Alright. Jai's Hanju was an exceptional, tall, and very strong warrior who lived over 300 years ago. Orphaned at birth and self-trained, Jai's Hanju traveled Kantha and single-handedly defeated bands of monsters that threatened villages all over the countryside. When the Emperor invited her to visit him in the Forbidden City so he could reward her, she arrived days late, having stopped to defend an orphanage from a scale invasion. Standing before the Emperor's throne, she refused his proffered reward and instead offered her sword and her life in exchange for the insult of tardiness. The bemused Emperor refused her offer, and Jai Zanju continued to defend the weak until her death 5 years later, by which time legends numbered her kills in the tens of thousands. The Emperor himself petitioned the Oracle to give her a place in the Tahnakai Temple, and so it was. That's what I get representation of her in life. Cool looking warrior, badass extraordinaire. Alright, this is the area where we died, so we need to be careful if we can. Stay back, you guys. Okay. You just no, you fools cannot. Dang it! Let me put you guys here. Over there, I'm going to stand here. I'm gonna place a spear here to try and block and fall back. Hopefully, that will be enough to stop them from getting just brutally murderized instantaneously. Perfect. My Spirit of Destruction got off a very good hit. My guys have been dying left and right, so I'm very... so they have quite a lot of death penalty right now. Oh no, that's a very large group of enemies. Falling back, fall 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 back. Especially Guy. Falling back. Damn it. This area is always the hardest one to get through, and it might be the one that really causes me problems. Yep. Menlo has fallen. We'd had such a good start. We destroyed the initial wave, but the second wave is what got us. And I can't order Togo to fall back. You know, I'm just going to have to bring in the big gun. I'm just going to have to bring in the big boy. Mox. This is being very annoying. I only have a certain amount of time to get this mission done. So we're bringing in the big guns. Let's go for the wounding strike, and hopefully you can take some aggro from the back line. Because right now, Menlo... That would have worked a lot better if Menlo and Togo could be flagged backwards, but they will follow me to the ends of the earth. So I'm following in that path. You know, I kind of need to have my heroes with me to take aggro off the allies. It's so annoying. And a really annoying time falling back in because they just kept getting themselves killed over and over again. Alright, pausing the video. Be back. Oops. So there's a bit of a funny situation going on here. Naku is stuck on my spirit, so I'm having to wait for it to despawn, I guess, before he moves. So I'm literally losing time because of my spirit here. I don't know how long left until he dies, so I haven't been probably keeping track of time. But yeah, if this costs me my master rank, I'll be so annoyed. But yeah, I just want to show you guys this business. Just like, there we go, look, finally he's moving. Look, now he's moving. Now, yeah, my spirit. I can't just kill it. I don't have the respawn ability. Gaze of Fury spawns in the same location, because I may or may not have tried that, and yeah. Oops. Oh well, but yeah, I just want to show you guys that. I'll be back. Ugh. This mission, man, is gonna kill me. Alright, we're back. We're at the right spot. We've had a few death penalties on Mox. His job has been to basically go ham and wreak havoc and destroy stuff, essentially, and take aggro from the back line, and so far he's been doing that amazingly. Though to some extent he's also been aggroing a bit more than I've been wanting at the same time. So he's a bit of a mixed bag, as in the back line he's doing a really much better job than the henchman would do for melee for aggroing, because he will jump in immediately and take the Ray of Judgments initially from the monks, but then he will also, like, aggro everybody at the same time. So he's definitely in the mixed bag category. I'm gonna order everybody to stay back here. I'm trying this alternate round, the hopes that it fixes oh look, we already got one group aggroed already, separate from the rest. I don't know how this happened, but it did. And I'm not going to complain about it. Because that means we could finally get past this area. Hallelujah. Keeping up the splinter weapon as much as I can, because that's going to be one of our big sources of damage. Mox just immediately burning through it. Aiden doing a great job of making you see. Yeah, oh! I don't know what happened, but I'm very happy it happened this way. Because finally, we have pushed through, and we have succeeded at killing this infernal boss. I don't even think it really was thanks to Mox. Something happened and we happened to hit aggro. But it's okay. It's okay. We did it. I love it. Alright, let me talk to the stone pedestal real fast. So 500 years ago, Canthan forests began, one by one, to shrivel and turn black. All life within them sucked dry. Zojun, a legendary ranger, even then, sought to discover the cause of the forest's destruction, and eventually discovered that an evil wizard, Magador, was sucking life from Cantha's forests and converting it to magical energy. Would you plan to use the power of a great magical war against the Canthan Emperor? Zojun called upon his fellow rangers, and together they swept through Cantha's remaining forests, charming every beast of any size that crossed their path. Legends tell of a great bestial army that thundered across the land and grew in size until every creature in Kappa had joined its ranks. When the Rangers and their allies arrived at the entrance to Magador's lair, the sheer weight of their numbers collapsed the earth, and Magador was crushed beneath them. Wow. And Magador was crushed beneath them. The life he had stolen rose up out of the ground and returned to the forests, which instantly flourished again. Interesting. Where is Magad? Where is Zojin? There's Zojin. Okay. Good. He says, thank you for releasing me from the spirit binder, friends. I believe Vizu is in need of our help. I shall send her some of my strength, but you must get to her quickly. I wish you luck. Friends, it is not an easy task to undertake, but your success or failure could change Kantha's future. Makes sense to me, good sir. Makes sense to me. Alright, we need to bonsai these guys. I think that's going to be the big threat here. I could be wrong, you know. I hope not. Where's the enemy spirits? Aggro that. Aiden gets Splinter Weapon. That big band of elementals I think should be our next target. They're great. They're big killers here. Mox may be dying a lot, but he's actually doing me a great favor by taking so much aggro. Because they're too busy murdering him and not my back line. Which is exactly, you know, I don't need my back line being brutally murdered, so I have no problems with this. Perfect. Another one down. Restoration. I need to destroy that. Aiden, give him another one. There we go. Alright. We're doing good now. I think we are, at least. Spin a weapon on Mox to do some damage. Gonna resummon Blood Song. That Mesmerize a shield. I never noticed that these guys had shields. That's pretty cool. Alright, let's capture him. I have. Defiance was Zinrei. Hold Zinrei's ashes for up to 15 seconds. I'll read that in just a second. Let's read her. Let's read his. Yeah, his thing. When the gods walked Tyria 1,000 years ago, the ritualist Kaolai, an old man even then, challenged Balthazar to a game of Nui in exchange for sparing a village that had offended the god through some long-forgotten breach of etiquette. Balthazar laughingly accepted, and the game began. 7 days later, it ended with Kaolai the winner. The villagers were spared, but in a fit of anger, Balthazar slew Kaolai. Afterward, in a rare gesture of sportsmanship, the god ordered Kaolai inducted its Tahnakai Temple. Wow. Balthazar, my broski. you did have your problems even before you went in Guild Wars 2. Alright, now we are at the last section with Vizu. What the hell is that noise? Oh. Sorry about that, there was a silver alert on my phone. That was not something I expected to hear. I think we're going to need to be careful. We're going to need to basically go around the edges and then work our way inwards if possible. Hoka says we must hurry. If Shiro succeeds in binding Vizu, we may never get the information we need. Vizu says, you are Wei no Su. You can see me. Come to my aid, and I will aid you in return. I want to make sure the outsides are not about to flank us, so we're gonna go around and kill some of these Temple Guardian, this Ranger here, and I think we'll be okay to attack the center at that point, especially if we can aggro them onto the bridge. Your restorations are not really going to be useful for me. Aiden, here's yours. They're all choked up, but it does hopefully mean that Mox is doing a great job of taking the enemy's aggro, that's for certain, but I don't think we're going to keep him alive through all that damage yet. Damn. Brave Judgment is a killer. Thankfully that time was aggroed on me and not on somebody else. I need Blood Song and I need Destruction back. Come on. No, goddamn dazed. Our healers just got obliterated right now. This our guy. Let's get back up. Run! Fall back! Fall back! Fall back! Damn, man, the enemy backline is brutal. Come on, guy. I need you. Come on. We're not gonna lose at the very end of the mission. This is the very end. No. Fall back. Fall back. Retreat. No, Toko! You can't be the one who dies. No. No. I barely have any time left. Oh my god. Togo! Oh my god. This mission's gonna drive me insane. I don't even have time to properly finish the mission. I need to get some stuff done. That's unfortunately what doing in the morning is. I have guild missions in 50 minutes. In a few minutes. Well, it starts 50 minutes, but I need to get on earlier than that to get the group started. I don't know if if I can get through it. All right, team. I do most greatly apologize. You're not gonna see a successful mission this time. This was a lore run, okay? I'm gonna try again on the next one, and because I won't need to stop for lore, I can properly be strategic. I think during that last section where I think I'm just gonna have to hope to be able to do is maybe go around the flanks, see if that killing all of those will be enough to help. Then once everyone around the flanks is killed, hopefully I will be able to maybe the middle will split up. But at that point, I was trying to bomb rush for that mastery, and that cost me everything. I do apologize for you guys not seeing a victorious attack for Victoria this time. But what I'm just going to do for the next one is I'm going to do Tahnakai Temple, and I'm going to start it at Vizu. But I don't have the time to make another attempt, because that was my third attempt at the mission. But it's the first time at Vizu, but yeah, third time trying the mission. Alright. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a good day, night, rest you may be. And hopefully next time I'll be able to get that Tahnakai Temple all situated. Bye-bye.